Jeannie, you scared the living daylights out of me. What the heck?
Something about Adrienne. She's so tiny that I just love picking her up and throwing her in
Wait,
places.
you guys, I'm getting ready to walk out, and I was like, oh, all of a sudden I feel Jeannie grab me. Well, this is live television, people, so are you ready for some live girl chat? So are we. Don't forget to head on over to the Real Daytime's Instagram page and use the hashtag #GirlChatLive to join in on the conversation. You guys know that I'm going to be going through all of your comments. First up, are you ready?
Yes. Let's do
Okay, I'm gonna catch my breath. In this past Monday's Girl Chat, we discussed the viral video of 2 African-American men being arrested in a Philadelphia Starbucks for doing nothing more than sitting and waiting for their friend. Despite the men receiving an apology from Starbucks and its CEO, protests and boycotts erupted across the country, with many angry customers demanding Starbucks take action so this doesn't happen again.
Yes.
Well, yesterday, Starbucks announced that next month they'll be closing over 8,000 of their stores for half a day so that their employees can participate in, quote, racial bias education. The company said the training would aim to address implicit bias, teach employees how to prevent discrimination, and promote conscious inclusion. Starbucks has already recruited some big names to help, including former U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder and Sherilyn Ifill, the president of the NAACP Legal Defense and Education Fund. While many feel this is a positive first step, others feel like it's nothing more than a glorified diversity day. What do you guys think?
Well, I think the thing is, we just need to know what the policy is. I mean, can we use the bathroom? Do we have to buy some coffee? I mean, who can use the bathroom? Who can't? Clarify that.
Yeah.
That's it, you know, I mean, because that's where this all came from. The men, one man, they were waiting on their friend. One asked to use the bathroom. They said, well, no. And then, before you know it, all hell broke loose. So I think they need to decide what their policy is and make sure in that diversity training that you say, okay, if you come into a Starbucks, you can use the restroom. I mean, that's as simple as that. Also, they need to teach their employees when to call the police. Now, I do want to say, I've been arrested for trespassing, right?
What did you do, Lonnie?
When?
What did you do?
I've said this before.
She did.
I've told this story before.
Okay.
I'm just doing this as a public service to people. Trespassing, Stephanie, check me out. Trespassing is when you go into a business. If they ask you to leave and you don't leave, they can say that you're trespassing. They can call the police. Trespassing is a felony. I'm telling you this because I know, because I was arrested. Okay. So I'm just saying to people, if you can't afford to pay bail, if you can't afford to spend some hours in jail, I spent 2 days in jail, okay?
Don't play those games.
Don't play games. Leave, do your fighting, write your letters, things like that. That's what I was saying, before on Monday. I was trying to explain that about trespassing because that's serious.
Yeah.
But in this case, you know, Starbucks need to make their policies clear about their policies so that everybody, because we all spending money there. We all spending $5 for a cup of coffee, and we should all be treated the same.
Of course.
That's it.
But I do agree with you. What you're saying is pretty much like, if you get kicked out of a place, leave. It's not worth it. It's not worth getting arrested. If someone asks you to leave, you leave and then complain later, boycott, write a letter, make your movement heard. But in that moment, it's just not worth getting arrested.
Taking it back to this racial bias education. I think we need to have as many conversations as possible so people just get how to act human, right? How to respect one another. I'm just as many as there needs to be. Close down all the stores.
Because what seems like would be normal,
common sense.
Clearly
don't
it's
have
not
yet,
very
obvious.
common. Like, oh, if someone comes and asks to use the bathroom, if they're white, yes, you can use the bathroom. If you're black, I'm not so, like, that just seems like common sense. A human is a human is a human is a human.
But you know,
they have to use the bathroom, let them use the bathroom.
That's what I can't picture. Like how?
But sadly, that isn't the way everybody thinks.
What's that actual curriculum to teach this? Like, are they going to bust out stick figures and teach like what one human should say to another? Are they going to bust out Fenty foundations and tell you what discrimination looks like?
I think it'll be like a review. I just hope, well, and something too that I read is that they're doing it at the main stores. There's 8,000 stores, but there's also stores like, you know, in the
smaller
department
cities.
store stores in smaller cities. So they're going to take those findings and make sure that it's published so that people have them. But it's funny because you see they ain't doing it in the morning because they don't want to miss them coffee sales.
Oh,
right? You see what I'm saying? They're like, we don't do it in the afternoon.
I was just thinking about this, listening to everything that you ladies are saying. This actually raises the awareness of what people actually do, even police officers and corporations. Sometimes in their training, I'm just gonna say it, and this needs to stop. So, especially police officers, I've heard this. They're actually taught to racially profile, to racially stereotype because of the things that sometimes they will eventually see. And now we know what damage this is actually causing. Now, I am happy that the Starbucks CEO, Kevin Johnson, did what he said he was going to do. He said he was going to meet with the two men, and he also met with members of the NAACP. So that tells me, okay, he's trying to do something. And also, it's starting a ripple effect. The Washington, D.C. Police Department is now doing diversity training with their officers, and they basically get a lecture on Black history. They have to visit the National Museum of African American History, and they also get a lesson on police brutality. So I hope, even with the Washington, D.C. Police Department, this starts spreading into all areas of America. So that's what I am happy about. It's just sad to me. In 2018, we have to have a class on this. This should be about just about, humanity, just treat other people the same way you want people to treat you, and that is with respect. We are all one.
And at the same time, even though these classes are going to make a great effect on just educating people on what they should know, at the end of the day, I hate to say it, but no class is going to teach someone not to be racist.
Say it.
It's going to teach you how to not act racist, and all that's still going to be chilling up in here. So those big corporations, this is why all eyes are on you to make sure you diversify your employment. Because nothing cures racism like integration. Knowing somebody, seeing different faces, and knowing not everybody acts one way. So
and I think Starbucks is pretty good at diversity. I mean, they don't have a problem with hiring all people of color. I would like to see them maybe do a little more in the community because they do generate a lot of, and I think that would be nice also. But at least this is a start. So we'll keep monitoring it in somewhere. Well. Here's someone who was able to capitalize on going viral. Remember 15-year-old Danielle Bregoli? That's her name, Bregoli? A.K.A. the Catch Me Outside girl. Well, now you can catch her at the Billboard Music Awards. Danielle, who goes by the rap name Bad Baby, Bad spelled B-H-A-D, was nominated alongside Cardi B and Nicki Minaj in the top female rap artist category for the Billboard Awards. While her fans may be happy, many people on social media are furious, saying that it's disrespectful to include her among the successful and established artists. TMZ caught up with Danielle and got her thoughts on being nominated. Check it out.
By being nominated, I already won. Obviously, Cardi's gonna win, but she really deserves it, and I'm just getting started, so.
Over Nicki?
For sure.
Really?
Cardi's way better than Nicki. I don't care what anyone says. Cardi actually says stuff. Nicki just has attitude, so what? Wow, big deal.
Okay. Girl, I'm about to give you a high five. No, that's a mirror. That's you, girl. You're built on attitude. That's your old mess.
I didn't even know she had.
What? Did you hear what she just said about Nicki? And not that Nicki is like all that at all, but she just pretty much characterized herself. That's all she's being known for. And I wonder if this girl who's just known for being disrespectful and ghetto, that's really all she's known for, a girl who called her mom outside to fight, Cash Me Outside mom, right, on Dr. Phil.
To her mother.
Would we really celebrate her if she wasn't white?
Well, wait. Let's back that up.
Sorry, but I just think that there's something big that everybody's making here.
If that was a black child doing that exact same thing,
I think that it's...
Or cursing out her mom, telling her mom, catch me outside, acting a fool, pushing camera.
Her black mother wouldn't let her say, catch me outside, though. It would be like, catch! That don't happen in my culture.
There's something weird.
I know.
Okay, well, before we go down that rabbit hole, let's be clear, it's not a Grammy. It's
No,
not
it's a
NAACP.
billboard.
It's a
It is.
billboard.
They're
And the
based on
Billboard
different things.
Awards are calculated by interaction with fans, digital and
that is
album
true.
sales, radio airplay, streaming, touring, social engagement.
Yeah.
All of this is tracked by Billboard, and that's how she got on.
Based on
Yeah,
numbers.
no.
America,
That is true.
Based on
I don't know
numbers.
who you are, but 89 million of y'all watched that video that we're talking about that she's
Right.
getting celebrated for.
89?
Watch that song.
You cannot be mad
89?
at someone being celebrated to a platform that you put them on.
Yeah,
I agree
exactly.
with you,
So
Ed.
You can't
Yeah,
get mad when you elevate them to a place and then they get awarded or rewarded for the platform you've put them on.
And
That
she
is
has
true.
like 13 million Instagram followers. 13 million.
Yeah.
And her video, because I was a little bit like, oh, okay, what is this? You know, I always like to research a little bit. And
And what'd you
her
find?
video, I got it, has 24 million views.
Exactly.
24 million
So there you have
views.
it.
So you guys may be complaining, but I bet you watched that video.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Billboard's not wrong. They're literally just going based off of numbers. Like,
Yep.
this is how this goes.
I
You
just wonder, okay, so...
She needs to thank Dr. Phil, though, because Dr.
he
Phil
does.
started this.
No, remember, she told him off, too.
Yeah, but he brought her back on the show.
And
she
then
was a
she
ratings
cursed him
hit.
out, too.
Yes.
Yeah, but
The
yeah.
thing is, if we really break it down, I think what she's doing right is that she's owning who she is. Okay, you can't knock that. She just is like, I'm about it, and this is how I am, and I'm not going to apologize. The thing I wonder is who is in her ear telling her to be just that. Does that make sense? Like every
Well, people
major
have tried to tell her not to, including Dr.
Have
Phil.
they?
Yes!
Right.
Yeah, that's
She just
how
doesn't
she got on the
listen.
show.
Right. I
doesn't
just
want
wonder,
to.
like, a lot of some big celebrities, you know,
Yeah, but
whether it's
she's doing
sex
it because
tape,
it's
whether-
working for her not to be that.
Yes.
Right.
With that being said, I think when we look at this category in Billboard at the Billboard Awards, we're wondering, well, where are the rest of the rappers, the female rappers,
Right.
right?
Right.
Well, maybe if we'd stop tearing each other down, maybe more of us would be there. But because we create this beef among female rappers and hating on
Yes.
each other and tearing each other down, then this happens.
And that's why, even with this conversation with Danielle, we're not tearing her down. I'm not.
No.
I just want to say that I see you, girl. You got a swag about you, and you've lived a certain life that you're like, you've got a lot to say. But what if you just shaped it so it was a little different than just catch me outside, let's fight, let's have some beef, like I want to knock you out. Let's
Yeah,
hear a little bit more because you could be the voice of the next gen.
Yeah, she could be better than that. Absolutely. I completely agree.
I just don't like her talking about Nicki. Nicki been in the game well
Come
over
on,
10
absolutely.
years. She's been holding it down.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I just think we need to reevaluate that.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Well, we have to watch the awards to see who actually wins. And speaking of winning, this morning People revealed the cover for their 2018 Beautiful issue.
Ooh.
And this year's cover star is Pink. The singer and mom
Oh,
graces the
that's so
cover
cute.
alongside her kids. 15-month-old son, Jamison Moon, and 6-year-old daughter, Willow Sage. Is this not so beautiful? What do you guys
So
think
beautiful.
of People's Choice?
I have always said that I felt like Pink was like one of the most underrated, incredible artists of
That is
our
true.
time.
Yes.
And I'm just so glad that she's getting the recognition that she deserves, not just for being an incredible singer, for being a mom, and also being an activist for women.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's got a
I like
great
that
voice.
people picked, you know, they tend to pick off-the-cuff people. Like, for Sexiest Man last year, they picked Blake Shelton.
Yes.
Remember that? And
Yes.
now it's Pink. But Pink has really been, she's been in the game for a long time, too.
Yeah.
I would like to see, you know, I think, if I'm not incorrect, the only woman of color that they picked was Halle Berry. I would like for them to pick
That's it.
someone
What about
else.
Lupita Nyong'o, man?
Yeah. I mean, she's probably
beautiful.
in the, you know, but they
Yeah.
never made like the
Yeah.
cover
Really?
or something like that.
I think Lupita
Oh,
and
you are
Beyonce
Lupita.
have
There she
been
is.
in it before, and I guess Yara Shahidi is also a part of this.
Right.
You mean the cover?
The
Yeah.
cover.
I'm
Oh,
talking
it's
about the cover. I'm not
Yes.
talking like the cover.
Yes.
It's like
Got it.
I do remember Halle Berry, but I would like to see more women of color being
Yeah,
picked
yeah. I
hear
too,
that.
as well.
I
That
think
would be
this is
that would be
the-
great.
Change it up a little bit,
Yeah.
people.
I think this is the first time kids grace the cover, too.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Well, before we take a break, we just wanted to send our thoughts and prayers to the family and friends of Barbara Bush. The former First Lady passed away yesterday at the age of 92 at her family's home in Houston. Her husband, former President George H.W. Bush, was by her side, holding her hand all day until she passed. Mrs. Bush, whom many consider to be America's grandma, became well known for her passion to improve literacy rates during her time in office. In 1989, she founded the Barbara Bush Foundation for Family Literacy, which runs literacy programs for low-income families. She will be greatly missed.